Welcome to come with me. Thank you for joining me. What I am doing now, I've already started it. I am doing a scarf with a series of cables on it. Now, it's practicing cables basically, so there's no real pattern. I cast it on the stitches, I believe a 37, and I used the muck or faux fisherman. And can't really see it all that great from that angle. Let me see if I can get a better view of it without losing everything. I'm going to use my weights. Okay, you can see it a little better. See, it's got 3 cables. The outside one's going to the inside, and the inside one just going around. Okay, so I hang my weights, and I'm using quite a few weights. And I knitted 20 rows and converted it to a 1 by 1. 1 by 1 rib? 1 by 2 ribs, and then I knitted 6 rows, converted the edge stitches to the rib. So I have 3 conversion rows. So that puts me at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows on each side. So it's the 3rd stitch, 5th stitch. Damn it. Make sure I'm right. It's the 3rd stitch, 3rd, 4th, 6th stitch, and the 9th stitch. And the same stitches on the flip side. Now the tools I use are 2 3-prong. I located the center, and then I put a prong on one. Well, when I first started, I started with the center one. And I started with the center, and that's where I put my first cable. Then I knitted 6 rows, and then I picked up this set of stitches. See, this is where the previous cable was, and I just went one over for the cable that I'm doing right now, which is basically the 2nd set of cables. You first remove them and move them onto the tools. Now the way I'm doing it, I'm putting this one first, and then I'm going from the inside to the outside. And now I hang both of them, one right on those needle stitches there just for temporary, and then I transfer these by holding the bottoms, and then I flip it. Okay? And then I do the same thing over here, which it is a little snug. So I kind of have to convince it without dropping it. There we go. And then here's where the previous cable was. So I go right there. Now if you wanted to skip some columns, if you can, just allow that and add some rows. Okay, so I remove it, push it, and I'm doing I'm trying to keep it consistent. Yeah, I'm moving the inside to the outside. I'll zoom in on the next. I'm holding the material below the stitches that I want to transfer, and I'm carefully transferring them. Well, that wasn't very successful. No worries, I get a single transfer tool, and I squeeze. Hang on and on. Now I'm squeezing the needles because I don't want to lose them. Okay, now these are going in the front. And use the single prong if you need to. Try to use the double prong to rehang the stitches you dropped. Now I've already lost one stitch, so what I'm going to do okay, I've lost 2 stitches. So I'm going down to where I've had my stitches. I'm going to use my latch tool. Now I'm not taking it off the needle just yet. Okay, I'm just going to latch these 3 up. Now this is my outside tool, so I'm going to hang that one right on my outside needle. There we go. And now I want to get my second one. I'm carefully reforming the stitches. Oops. And I'm holding onto that 3rd stitch tight so I don't lose it. Okay, now I drop the first 2 stitches. I'm holding on to the middle stitch, and I know the words are probably confused you already. And reform these stitches. Okay, now I got these 2 go here. Now you can see how tight they are to get them to reform. I'll pull these down a little bit and I'll flip the work. There we go. Now, as you can see, these are really tight. So what I do is I take a ruler that'll reach all the way across my work. See, there's my ruler that will go all the way across my work. Push them forward, then push all the work behind the latches. Then I make sure all my latches are in the forward work position and the latches are open. Now to double check that, I use my latch open and I carefully run it across. Good, they're all open. Now at this point, I just carefully knit that row. Alright, something right. Let me do that again because something wasn't right. You'll get to the point where you'll be able to feel when it's not knitting correctly. Okay, they're all in the right spot. My key plate is in the correct position. Now it feels more right. There we go. Okay, and I'm doing 6 rows between each cable. 3, 5, and 6. And now I'm going to do the center cable, and excuse me, because I dropped my tool earlier, which is what caused all the issues with me. Okay, so I got the end ones. I got the 2 outside ones. Now I got the center one to do. And you can see from where they're hanging. Okay. And this one I do right over to the left. And it is easy if you just hang it on the side you're not using, just hang it right on a stitch on the same row. Then slide it over here. As you can see, it is snug. And then I hold the work below. And push it up. There we go. And now I've got to reform my border and so I release it and I skip one, grab the next, skip one, grab the next, and work that all the way up. Now I am using a baby weight yarn. Which is similar to this, the Baby Soft. It's a lightweight 3. Where's my... There's regroup here. Yeah. And there's that row, and then this stitch, just follow it up if you get misplaced. Skip one, grab the next. I'm not knitting 2 together, which has another interesting look. I may do that on another. And just rehang this. And skip 2. And knit. Skip and knit. Skip and pull through. Skip. Pull through. Oops. And do the same for this side. if you don't have a ruler long enough, they'll go across. So what I did is I purchased a yardstick from the local hardware store. Mainly because the one at the department store was $4. The one at the hardware store, which was thicker, was only 97 cents. So, simple math. And what I did is I bought several of them, and one of them I split into 3 different sizes. So you can take it and then push all the work back. It doesn't quite reach when I do it like that, so I need to put something else there, which sometimes this works nicely, but not today. So I just hold it and push it back, and then push the work so that it is in the forward work position with all the latches open. Try not to use your finger like that because these are sharp. They will bite. Okay, let me get some light in here, excuse me. There. Maybe you can see a little better. I'm going to knit slowly across. And there's your other cake, your next cable. Then you knit 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6. Okay, I miscounted. Okay, so this one is your center. So you go 1 over. And you'll do your cable here. And just work that pattern up until it's the length you want. And when I'm done, I'll give you a peek at the scarf. And I'll be back.